Hi, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Midnight Moon Tarot and I'm Diana. This reading is for the astrological sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or anywhere in your birth chart that Aries might appear. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd like to take just a second and invite you to subscribe and click that little bell so that you're sure to be notified whenever I upload new content. Also, in the description box below, you'll find links to my social media, my Patreon, my PayPal, and links to some really cool things on Amazon. I think you guys will like. Okay, so this reading is for the second week of August 2020, the 8th through the 15th. Keeping in mind that all tarot readings are timeless, so whether you come across this reading right after I upload, a week, month, or even a year from now, if you feel drawn to watch it, most likely you'll find a message for you within the reading. If you feel like it doesn't completely resonate with you, just keep the parts that do, disregard the rest. And if you know your other planetary placements, then you can listen to those signs as well for additional messages. Okay, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and calibrate these cards to the astrological sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, and ask our angels, guides, and ancestors for any love messages for Aries for the month, for the week of August 8th through the 15th, 2020. Gosh, this time is just going by so quick. All right. Spirit, what love messages do you have for Aries for the week of August 8th through the 15th, 2020? Spirit, what love messages do you have for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the week of 8th through the 15th of August, 2020? And one more time. Okay, now I'm going to divide these into 3 stacks. And the card on the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. Okay, now the Eight of Swords is about those prisons that we keep ourselves in, the being afraid to move forward or to act on something because we're afraid. This is all in our mind, and you can look at this card and see that she could very easily get loose from here. And you know, she feels the swords behind her. She hears that ocean in the background. She feels that water where she's reaching her toes out just a little bit. Doesn't know if she's going to fall off a cliff or she's going to be sliced to death if she moves. But if she could wiggle out of these little ropes here in that blindfold, which she could very easily do, she could see that there's nothing actually to be afraid of. So this is about those, like I said, those mental prisons that we can find ourselves to. So that being your overall energy for the reading, as we go along, I'm going to show you how that card's going to relate to the different cards that come up. Now, the first row, I do 4 rows, okay, for those of you who are new here. And the first row pertains to you, what you recently have been dealing with in the recent past, what you're currently dealing with, and what is coming towards you. Your second column has to do with your partner, your twin flame, soulmate, karmic partner, divine counterpart. This could be somebody that you just met. It might be an ex that you want to reconnect with. It could even be, you know, but generally it's that person that is on your mind the most. I'm so sorry about the sirens. Give them a second. Okay, yeah, it's that person that's on your mind all the time, the one that's on your mind when you first wake up, and that last person you're thinking about when you go to sleep at night. The third column is about obstacles and challenges and those fears and anxieties that keep us from moving forward and block us from what we really want to achieve. And that last column has to do with outcome. Now, I put 2 cards at each of the 4 rows, and I'm going to do this 2 more times for a grand total of 24 cards. So by the time we get to the end of the reading, we have a pretty good idea about what's going on. And sometimes I'll pull clarifiers as well as like oracle. All right, so for you, we have this 5 of Wands along with the 4 of Wands. So this tells me that there's been some struggles that you've been going through. There's been some things that, you know, you may have been in search of and waiting for and looking for your soulmate partner. But it seemed like every time you turn around, you've been in situations that have hurt you. And it's keeping you feeling defensive, a little guarded, walking on eggshells. You sincerely, really and truly want to move forward and find this relationship. The Four of Wands mimic the 1111 angel numbers that pertain to soulmates and those type relationships. And you can see that there is this connection that these people have, that it's laid back, it's easy, it's relaxed, and it's very love-filled. All right, now your partner's column, okay, well, we have this King of Wands, which most likely is you, again, Aries, and the way that you are dealing with things. All right, Aries, sometimes you're a little adventurous in the bedroom department and a little, have a little bit of that prowess and stuff. There are people who might criticize you for this. There are people who might want to shame you or call you names. This is part of your personality, and you shouldn't change for anyone. However, when that right person comes along, you are one of the most committed people, if not the most committed of all the different signs when it comes to how seriously you take a relationship. Not necessarily when it jealousy, but there is a difference between being possessive and protective over being like outrageously verbally insecure, that type of jealousy. So yeah, the type that you are is the what's yours is yours, okay, and that's it. But until then, you enjoy life, I will say. Okay. So in your obstacles and challenges, you have the High Priestess as well as that Three of Wands. And this is you waiting. The Three of Wands is about waiting for those ships to come in, waiting for things to like just magically appear in your life. And they're not always going to do that. This is something that you've thought about, and maybe you felt as if you're not going to pursue this type of thing anymore. You're kind of waiting for it to fall in your lap. And so this might not be one of the best decisions that you can make. Sometimes, especially being Aries, the king of all the fire signs, you will probably need to go out there and actively put yourself out there and, let it be known what you're looking for, that you're available. Okay, and that you're not just a playboy or a playgirl type person. Okay, so in your outcome, we have the Devil as well as this Knight of Swords. So there could be this little issue that you might possibly have with a little bit of codependency. Okay, you might tend to be with people that you feel like you could just rush in, save them, fix them, that type of thing. When you do that, sometimes you involve yourself with people who have addictions, whether this is sexual addictions or food, drugs, alcohol, that type of addiction. Sometimes even people have addictions to drama. But with you feeling as if you want to, rush in and fix people, a lot of the times, you end up taking on the responsibility for their actions, which is not really a good thing to do. You just need to, allow them to be themselves exactly the way that you are being allowed to be yourself. And then you tend to find the person that's more suitable than you, instead of trying to force something to fit when it's not necessarily a good fit. Now that next column you're coming to, the next set of 4 cards, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Justice card. In your partner's column, you have the Nine of Swords as well as the Ace of Wands. In your obstacles and challenges, you have the Three of Cups and the Seven of Cups, okay? And in your outcome, we have the Two of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, all right? Okay, so with the Justice card as well as this Three of Pentacles, these are like some really strong decisions that you're going to have to make. You're absolutely looking for somebody that admires you and looks up to you and needs you. And when I say need, I'm not talking about, emotionally dependent or psychologically dependent on you or something like that, or even financially dependent. But being an Aries, you're the type of person that really isn't an issue for you, that you don't mind that at all. And especially Aries men tend to be the ones that want to be the providers and the hunter and gatherers and, things like that. If you're, well, there goes my power. So as far as the Justice card goes, this is decisions that you're going to need to make and be able to, I wonder what happened to my power. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is definitely a situation that you are looking to, to have in your life. All right, so yeah, we have the Nine of Swords as well as the Ace of Wands in your partner's column. And that Ace of Wands, again, that has to do with that, that power, that sense of always needing to be the victor, of one doing the pursuing, of one that is, that prowess, we'll call that. And sometimes, even though you may put yourself in this, like, where you dabble in all kinds of different areas with different people, sometimes you're kind of afraid, because you've been hurt in the past, of getting attached to people and then them maybe abandoning you or leaving you there. Okay. And so that's another thing that you might have to work through. It also relates to this and the fact that you may be, afraid to move forward seriously with relationships, no matter how much you may actually want that. So it tends to lead you where you may actually need the Three of Cups in the party type situation, your social type situation, which again, you may find that there are many people that you're attracted to that you may want to dabble with, for lack of a better word here. We like to stay monetized here. So yeah, when you do this, that Seven of Cups tends to talk about that debauchery, that overindulgence. So, that's something that you might need to, I'm not telling anybody to go celibate or anything if that's not what you want to do, but sometimes you have to step back from the situation in order to grow. So what you're actively pursuing is a Two of Cups relationship with somebody that's more balanced, that has more of that reciprocity, that has that equal respect in a relationship, without the fear of being abandoned or left out, or just ghosted, or whatever the word is these days, where you get attached to somebody and then they're just not there anymore, and it leaves you feeling a little bit hurt and broken and abandoned, which leads to more of these feelings of being scared and sad. Okay, now we're on this last little set of 4 cards, and we have the Four of Swords as well as the Queen of Cups. In your partner's column, we have the Death card as well as the King of Pentacles. And the third column, Obstacles and Challenges, you have the Magician as well as the Ten of Cups. And in your outcome, you have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so yeah, it looks like you're going to have opportunities for relationships and new love interests coming into your life, but your fear of being hurt and abandoned is kind of getting in the way of that. So definitely you have this love that you are wanting to pursue, and there is definitely a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, that's coming into your life. But again, you are more focused on the suffering and the hurts that you've had in the past, to be able to let go and enjoy that. Now, when you get to your partner's column with the Death card as well as the King of Pentacles, you may have a lot of earth in your chart. I don't know individually where your charts are, but I know there's a lot of Aries, Taurus cusp. There's a lot of Leo, Virgo cusp, and and Sagittarius, Capricorn. But so this is you, this earth part of you is wanting that solidness, and you're realizing that yes, you do need to leave these things and these hurts behind in your past. I'm not really seeing anybody new coming into your life except for that water sign person. But what you are working on, what you need to work on, since this is your obstacles and challenges, you need to work on manifesting that loving relationship into your life and being able to put this behind you and lay it to rest, and to let this be what is on your mind most often, because like the law of attraction, what you focus on the most is what you are going to manifest in your life. Okay, and then when we get to your outcome, we have the 10 of Wands as well as the Ace of Swords. Okay, so definitely this 10 of Wands talks about being able to put that down, being able to leave it behind. The 10s are always about ends of cycles and being able to leave this behind you. And that is the only way that you're going to be able to succeed with manifesting that new love into your life. So this week, Aries, just think about what it is you do want, and do you want it more than the fear you have of being hurt, okay? All right, so that is your reading for August the 8th through the 15th, and I will see you guys here next week. And until then, I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.